Good morning, dear students. How are you all? I hope you all are fit and fine. So, in today's class, we are going to start a new history chapter that is the making of the national movement 1870s to 1947. It means in this chapter, we are going to cover all of the concept, what happened, what were the ways of making the national movement, what were the consequences, everything we are going to look at. So, when we look at the introduction, what we can see, they have given us some value points at which we will just look at a glance and we will just recall what we have read in this whole book till now. It means in this our history book, nothing is separated from any chapter. Each and every concept is related. So, what we have looked at the previous chapter is the British conquest of territories and takeover of kingdoms. So, when Britishers came into India, they did not have any intention of taking over it. They just came here for trading. We all know that, and somehow some circumstances changes, and they thought that if we have to rule here, if we have to make a great profit, we should take over the kingdom. Then something's happened. They introduced new laws and administrative institutions that changed the life of peasants and tribals as well. First of all, they tried to conquer the cities area. Then they thought whatever we are getting, everything is getting grown in the village area. So they brought some changes, and that changed the lives of peasants and tribals as well. They made some educational changes in the 19th century. As you have seen in many chapters, we have read about the conditions of the women, what was the condition of women, what kind of education changes they tried to brought, and they some of them brought the challenges to the caste system. As we know that India in the earlier times, there was so many caste taboos that were residing in our country, so many superstitious practices that were going on continuously. So we cannot just judge that all the Britishers were bad. Some of them were very good, and they have done something great to improve the condition of our citizens of our nation. There were so many social and religious reform, and the main the revolt of 1857 and its aftermath. What is aftermath? Aftermath here refers to the conclusions, consequences, what has happened. As we all know that revolt of 1857 was the very first war of the India. And what happened, we all know that somehow even the even our whole country was just put into it, and they were just after the Britishers that anyhow we will make them away from our country. But we can just feel some drawbacks here, that there was no unity. It means everyone was fighting, but everyone was having their own point of views. And what were its aftermath? That somehow they failed in it, and after some time, the decline of crafts and growth of industries we can see. So, on the basis of what you have read about these issues, do you think Indians were discontented with British rule? If so, how were different groups and classes were dissatisfied? So, every we are going to have the answer of each and every question now. So, first of all, we will just start our chapter with the topic that emergence of the nationalism. Okay, so the above mentioned developments led the people to ask a crucial question: what is this country of India and for whom it is meant? It means if we are going to read anything, if we are going to cover anything, let's take example of your class. If you are the monitor of the class and your class teacher makes you monitor, or he or she gives you any kind of responsibility, so why would you love to take the responsibility? Because that class belongs to you. You are the people of this class, of that class. You are the students of that particular class. That class teacher belongs to you. In the same manner, what is this country of India and for whom it is meant? The answer is simple, that it means to the people of India. So India was the people of India, all the people irrespective of class, color, caste, creed, language, or gender. It means it doesn't matter to which caste you belongs to, you are of which class, you speak what kind of language, or you belong to which kind of gender. Everyone is the person of India, And what kind of changes are going to happen? It is going to happen for all. And the country's resources and systems were meant for all of them. With this answer came the awareness that British were exercising control over the resources of India and lives of its people. Until this control was ended, India could not be for Indians. Means what people have realized, that if this India belongs to us, then what are the Britishers doing here? They are just only ruining our country. They are just draining out the wealth from here. Nothing else they are doing, and we can't have the control here till the Britishers are doing here. So, this consciousness began to be clearly stated by the political associations formed after 1850, especially those that came into being in the 1870s and 1880s. Means when people became aware, and so what happened? They started making some kind of political associations. Some different English educated professionals became lawyers. Some important persons have taken some important kind of positions. Some made some important associations like Sarvajanik Sabha and Indian Association, Madras Mahajan Sabha. So many different kind of changes we can see. So what we have read is there was one organization that was Pune Sarvajanik Sabha. What does it mean? Pune means complete. Sarvajanik, Sarv means for all, and Janik means the people. It means that sabha that belongs to each and every person. So whatever these organizations were, so many organizations work in different parts of the country, but their goal was same. Their goal was common, that they, whether they are working in a particular region, but they were working for the whole country, for the whole nation. So the main idea that was they were working around, that was sovereign. Sovereign means the capacity to act independently without outside interference. It means they are going to rule, they are going to act independently. There should not be any control over them. And whatever decision they are going to take, they will take them themselves. Now, what happened? The dissatisfaction with the British rule intensified in 1870s and 1880s. Most of the dissatisfaction we can say that started arising in the 1870s, because there were so many reforms that have been taken by the Britishers. First of all, though, they have passed a very crucial act, that was Arms Act. It was passed in 1878. Learn this year, that is very important. Underline this line in your book as well. That Arms Act. What was this Arms Act? देखो, you can just relate it like arms, like your hands. So what they have done, that no Indian would possess any arm. Arm here refers to the weapons, to the bullets. Okay, so this act was passed. Another important act was passed in the same year. That was Vernacular Press Act. It means nothing could be published, nothing could be pasted in any kind of newspaper or magazine or article in against of Britishers. It means if you are publishing something, if you are printing something, it should not be objectionable. If you will find doing so, you will be just punished. Then next, they have introduced an important bill, that was Albert Bill. It was, its name was on the person. So it was passed in 1883. Now what happened? The bill provided for the trial of British or European persons by Indians and sought equality between British and Indian judges. It means no Indian is allowed to do the hearing, to the trial on the European persons, because they know, they thought that if this will happen, so Indians will just give them a severe punishment, and that will not put the equality. But when white opposition forced the government to withdraw the bill, Indians were enraged. The event highlighted the racial attitudes of British in India, but some people were against it, some were in favor of it. So, what happened? What kind of act were there? What kind of act were passed? So, that made the people of India very furious. So, due to which the position was just about in danger. So, what the Indian people felt, that there was the urgent need for all India organization of educated Indians, and but the Albert Bill controversy deepened this desire as well. So, the Indian National Congress. So, you will just pin me in the comment when Indian National Congress was established and by whom. Okay, this is your homework. You have to write it. Okay, so Indian National Congress was established with when 72 delegates from all over the country met at Bombay in December 1885. So it was under the leadership of Dadabhai Naoroji, Firoz Shah Mehta, so many persons you can see here. It was under the leadership of them. And Naroji, a businessman and a publicist, settled in London. For a time member of the British Parliament, guided the younger nationalists. Whether he was settled in London, but still he was guiding the younger nationalists so that he can just tell them these strategies and how should they work, as he was so educated. So a retired British official, AOUM, his full name is Alan Octon, also played a part in bringing Indians from the various regions together. It means so many people, so many Britishers were also there who were very good, who were just thinking for the goodness of the Indians, and so many leaders, Indian leaders were there who were just about to bring good fortune to India. So the freedom we are enjoying nowadays, the freedom we are enjoying in present, that is not gifted in one night. That was a struggle that millions of persons, that thousands of persons have suffered. Okay, so just think for it when you are doing something. Do good daily. Okay, so we will cover the next part in the next video. Thank you. I hope you